What's up, world? We here. This is welcome to the Rawrdzone Wrestling inside the Raw Zone.
Yo,
Uh, we
yo.
we here, you know, the the couple that watches AEW together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they said, babe. The couple that watches AEW together stays together.
That's a new one.
Yes, it is. But you know what? We're gonna make it work, right? Shout out to Michael Bostic. We just wanted to really just get this out before it became like old news. So pretty much we have between now and like whenever AEW Dynamite airs. So, but we also want to keep the content going, right?
Right.
So how are you today, babe?
Tired, hanging in there, but I'm good. How about you?
I'm all right. Long day, but we're getting through it, right?
Hmm. The mic is sliding.
I know it's deciding to not stay in one place. Oops. All right. So AEW, the good, the bad, the ugly. How did you feel about it overall?
Overall, some of it was pretty predictable. Some of it was a surprise, and overall, though, pretty entertaining. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty good pay per view for what it was. There were some things that could have been improved on, but overall, I did enjoy it.
We had a lot of surprises though between William Regal popping in, Warlow. I mean, Warlow was predictable, him turning on MJF.
Warlow was predictable, but I didn't expect him to win his match for the Face of the Revolution match. Truthfully, I would have thought that they would have either gave it to Orange Cassidy or Keith Lee, if you want me to be honest with you.
Oh, Keith Lee was my favorite, but let's start. Let's talk. Let's start by talking about that match, right?
Hmm.
All right. So it was winners get a shot at the TNT Championship, a six-man tag team match.
No,
Excuse
it was a ladder match.
my apologies. Sorry, read it so wrong. Six-man ladder match. Cut, 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 cut. There's so many people involved in this match to cover everything they did. Orange Cassidy was almost a winner when he jumped the
On
back
multiple occasions.
super multiple occasions, but he was unable to reach the Sonic ring above the ring. Christian Cage took Powerhouse Hobbs off the ladder with a reverse DDT. Keith Lee used Cassidy's body as a weapon to take out everyone else before he tried to climb the ladder. Every competitor came close to the ring during a short sequence in the middle of the match. Hobbs hit Cassidy with a superplex from the ladder, leaning in the corner. Ricky Stark shot himself through the ladder to take Cage out with a spear, and all six men ended up sharing two ladders. Lee picked up Cassidy and threw him out of the ring. Christian and Starks missed catching him and he fell down hard. Wardlow knocked Lee and Hobbs off the stage into a couple of tables while Christian attempted to win the ring. Then Housen came in and cursed Stacks before ripping him off the ladder. Wardlow jumped up onto one of the ladders and powerbombed Starks onto another before grabbing the brass ring to claim victory.
Yeah, like I said, it was surprising that Wardlow won, but then again, thinking about it, it makes sense because one, it kind of furthered his betrayal of MJF along, and two, um, I feel that he's a perfect opponent for Sammy Guevara. Because remember, the first time Sammy Guevara won the TNT Championship match, it was against Miro. So it was the classic David versus Goliath match when that happened. So why not do it again since it was such a highly rated match and a lot of people really enjoyed that match and it was a surprise victory for him. Can't and in all honesty, it's kind of a toss up of who's going to win that match. They could give it to Wardlow. It would kind of legitimize him as a feared big man in AEW, or keep it with Sammy Guevara, who so far has done his thing as a fighting champion.
So let me ask you: do you think that Sammy's gonna drop the title to Wardlow though?
It can go either way. Like, the one thing I've noticed is, yeah, AEW can be predictable at times, but sometimes it will throw you that surprise here and there. So it could really go either way for either Wardlow winning or Sammy Guevara winning.
I'm not gonna lie, the highlight of my match honestly had to be Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, he was finding different ways to get to the ring without actually using a ladder. Like, even that one time when it was, I believe, Wardlow and Keith Lee raising fighting over a ladder, and then him jumping on top of it while they were raising it and trying to grab the ring at that point. Like that, there was it had its moments where it was pretty funny in that sense. And even when Dalhousen came out and cursed them, just which is a weird relationship between him and Orange Cassidy and best friends and everything. But that's a completely different story.
I personally love when Orange Cassidy decides to just put his hands in his pockets and climb up the ladder. Him and his
Well,
little cool man strut.
that's classic Orange Cassidy. Like, that's his thing. He puts it. It's like every time his hands go in those pockets, it's like he gets superhuman abilities to be able to do things that you wouldn't expect anybody to be able to do.
Super Saiyan Cassidy.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Super Saiyan Cassidy wasn't enough to win that match.
Mm. But you know who went Super Saiyan and did win their match? Let's
Who's
talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how Yonkers represented. Ah!
the Kingston versus Chris Jericho match. That match really set the night.
Ah! Oh my god.
That match set the night up. Like, it was the perfect match to actually start the pay-per-view with.
I love that it finally came head to head because you see like all of the anger. Like, and no matter what, they kept kicking out. The highly anticipated grudge match between Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston opened the main card of Revolution. In a strong back and forth contest, the Demo God appeared to have hurt his opponent with a code breaker, but Kingston fought back to claim the victory by forcing Jericho to tap out. The former AEW champion had vowed to show his respect for the rival if he had won the contest, but as a pussy, he refused to shake Kingston's hand after his defeat. A bemused Kingston called him a pussy as he celebrated in the ring alone as Jericho left in the motherfucking arena because he's pussy.
I just think that they did it that way because it's not the end of the story. Especially with the inner circle in disarray as it is right now. And um there a few of the members siding with Kingston. I just feel that it was the don't get me wrong, the match was awesome, but I think it was made to further along a greater storyline.
And I like that because remember we spoke about it on one of our Rawrdzone Wrestling episodes about how AEW wasn't developing storylines, but now you see like the way they set in place um, Eddie Kingston versus Jericho, and then CM Punk versus MJF. Like you see it in the promos, you see it on social media. They're actually bringing back like the richness of the storylines because you're getting tired of seeing matches that could be possibly great, right? But then they stop because they move on to the next opponent.
I don't. Did we actually discuss that? I always No. I think we actually praised AEW for doing long-term storytelling because remember
No,
the
but at
whole.
first they weren't doing that though because between
No,
Randy
they did because remember did that with Adam Page and Kenny Omega. That storyline lasted a year.
Yes.
So they've been doing that for a while.
How many matches? Like they never did another Kingston versus Punk. Um, there's some storyline that they could have gone with, and they just dropped the ball on them.
Yeah, that's true. Like I agree with you on that, but I think
People say they don't always develop it because now that you see more of the storyline, you saw the Kenny Omega versus Adam Page come full fruition when he came back.
mhm,
You know, you're now seeing a storyline with Adam Page and Hangman Adam Page and Adam Cole.
yeah,
You
and
know
I
it's
think
not over.
yeah, it's not over, but at the same time, that storyline is branching off into a different storyline too, with Red Dragon and the Young Bucks also coming into play, and having their own separate storyline along with Adam Page, which I can't wait to see how that develops. Whether it's going to become Adam Page becoming part of the Elite again, or a version of Undisputed Era coming to AEW.
Mm. You saw a lot of Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish in this.
Well, they've always been a great tag team even before they came over to NXT. Like Red Dragon was their original tag team. Um, Kyle O'Reilly with his mixed martial arts background and Bobby Fish with more of a technical submission type of wrestler. Like they always fit well together. Personally, this was probably my favorite match of the night, just because it had a little bit of everything. It had drama, betrayal, great wrestling, and in all honesty, I thought that the Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus was going to drop the titles to Red Dragon. Like that's how I saw it, kind of leaning